Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Archive Dive. I'm Katharine Austin, and I'm the curator for the Texas Archive of the Moving Image, or TAMI, a nonprofit based in Austin, Texas. Since 2008, our organization has partnered with the Office of the Governor's Texas Film Commission to bring old films and videotapes back to life. Our Texas Film Roundup program not only provides Texans with free digitization services for their films and videotapes, but also preserves and shares their uniquely Texas stories via texasarchive.org, our website. There you can watch more than 6,000 videos contributed by individuals and institutions from across the state. Archive Dive typically highlights the people and organizations behind the collections on view at texasarchive.org. In our chats with contributors about the materials, we discover more information about those videos and the Texans who made them. But tonight, we are kicking off Amplify Austin Day 2024 with the inaugural TAMI Awards. This year marks 20 years of TAMI discovering, preserving, providing access to, and educating the community about Texas film heritage. And we wanted to celebrate with a ceremony recognizing excellence in our ever-growing online collection. Joining me to present awards for artistic and technical merit is TAMI Managing Director Elizabeth Hansen. Good evening, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited. I think we came up with the idea for the TAMIs quite a long time ago, and I love that we're finally doing it. It's award season, so it's the perfect time. I think this is a really fun way to acknowledge all of the people that are involved with the building of our collection. These films and videos came to us from a variety of sources, and if you're one of our contributors, thank you so much. And if you want to win a TAMI, the only way to win is if you're part of the Texas Archive. Right. So consider contributing your films or videos during our next film roundup, which should be in October. For the concept for this, we're going to give some awards for the most watched videos and most watched GIF. And then we've got some special awards that we've selected from the collection over the years. Now, our workflow, we digitize materials, and sometimes it can take us a while to describe them and to get them up online because it takes a lot of time. This is what Katharine...
It does take a fair amount of time sometimes.
She sits right here at this desk and works on that every day. So, that's something, that's why we did these special kind of awards that were voted on by our office. So you can see some of our favorites and the things that we found that we thought that you would like to see. And then speaking of all the time and effort it takes to get these videos digitized and online, or films and videos digitized and online, that costs money. And it's Amplify Austin Day. We could really appreciate your donation today to help support our mission. Getting one video or film from digitization to online can take as little as maybe 2 hours, but as much as maybe like 5 or 6, or if it's a videotape that has
it could be days.
6 hours of content, it could be days. So and that costs money. We have to pay our employees. So help us by making a donation today. I'd love to get a shout out to those who have already donated. Wayne Dyer, Debbie Jaramillo, who's also on our board, Michelle Hill, who's one of our interns. So I think that's really sweet. Myself, because I also support our organization. Rod Stewart, which I think is a pseudonym, but and Julia Barron. And we're going to be continuing to give some shout outs. If you contribute during the show, we will give you a shout out during the program. Also, before we get into it, if you're going to make a donation, use the hashtag #LoveTito's, and Tito's Vodka is going to match your donation with a $25 donation. And then before we get started, I wanted to acknowledge our off-air talent. We've got Sarah Walters on comments. So if you make a comment, she's going to give it to us. And then Atlas Wood-Smith is our producer for Archive Dive and for the TAMIs. And great graphics, too, by the amazing Katharine Austin.
Yes. So as a heads up, Sarah, if anyone from the audience has questions for us during our conversation, Sarah, Team TAMI, but really just Sarah, is monitoring the comment section, and she can relay those to us during the program. But before we start... we don't have a red carpet here, but we do have footage of red carpet in the archives. So this comes from the Jim Reddy collection. And we're going to see the red carpet circa 1996 at the opening of Planet Hollywood, San Antonio.
Hey, Patrick. Oh, long time no see, buddy. Been all 8 hours.
Yeah. Well, how's it going tonight?
Okay, last night was a little less crazy, but this is a lot of fun. I'm real proud of so many Texans showing up to welcome all our friends. It's
they're very enthusiastic, aren't they?
Yeah. Show us your new duds there. No, you don't waste any time, do you? Let's see the logo. Is it on the back?
What logo?
Oh, you're a styling man.
We're working it, aren't we?
Did you come on horseback tonight?
No, we didn't. We came in a limo, you know, try to act like everybody else.
Take care. Good talking to you, buddy.
Well, rest in peace, Patrick Swayze, an iconic Texan.
Yes, I think that jacket. If somebody out there has that jacket, you are a lucky person. That's amazing. Well, let's get started with the show.
Our first category is Best Cinematography in a Home Movie. And cinematography, for those who don't know, is the visual language of motion picture photography. That includes everything from camera movement and lighting to just the general composition of a frame. And the TAMI Award goes to this 1955 home movie of the blocks traveling through New Mexico and West Texas. Let's roll the clip. And I had spent some childhood years in El Paso, which, you know, they sort of go through and they're going to White Sands, which I'm also very familiar with, which I really enjoyed seeing. They're going to go through a tunnel pretty soon that I have been through many times. But, you know, Team TAMI considered several videos for this award, but really what set this one apart for me in picking it was that the blocks don't have the same film or television background as some of the other nominees that we considered. You know, it makes sense to me that someone with production experience would know how to frame a shot well, but the Herbs display a natural photographer's eye. You know, we get slow camera pans of the vistas. There's that tunnel. Those real depth of frame. We get such great natural lighting with all this great outdoor shots. And pretty soon we're going to see, here we go, the tripod. They're setting up a tripod. And that's, for me, is like the real mark of a real pro.
And this is one of my favorite scenes in any home movie we have, of them waving to the camera. And it was the inspiration for the title of our online exhibit featuring home movies. You know, all of their home movies are really great. So I would encourage you to check those out. And thanks to Molly Block, these are her parents, for coming to us with this collection. We really appreciate it.
We end up getting a lot of materials from the children and grandchildren of the people who originally captured it.
Well, our next category recognizes the best GIF or GIF on TAMI's Giphy channel, with more than 68.8 million cumulative views. It's crazy. If you haven't seen our Giphy channel, or if you use Giphy, you can do @TexasArchive or #TAMIGIFs, and you can find amazing little GIFs from our archive that you can use to express your emotions. And this one, I don't know what this one's trying to express, but this is the TAMI Award for Most Popular GIF from a film or videotape submitted by an organization. We've divided this between organizations and individuals so that we can kind of recognize the two separately. So this goes to the Tyrell Historical Library for the GIF of Frankenstein's monster. So what do you think people are using this to express?
Just waking up on Monday morning, I think.
That could be. I think that's great. PM Magazine, the GIF comes from a 1983 episode of KFDM TV's PM Magazine. And this particular moment showcases the horrors available at Belmont's own haunted hotel, something that still exists. I looked it up the other day. If you're from Belmont, it seems like a fun attraction. So we're going to roll the entire clip that the GIF comes from.
There's something strange happening in downtown Beaumont, something called the Haunted Hotel. Stan Elliott is one of 3 partners out to scare the out of you, a scare you may never forget.
People like to be scared. Now, they can come here, be scared, and walk out and go home, and nothing will happen to them.
It's only a matter of time till you check in to the Haunted Hotel. But remember, once you check in, you may never check out.
So PM Magazine was a local news and entertainment television program, kind of like Entertainment Tonight, broadcast on Beaumont's KFDM TV from 1979 to 1985. It's also where Lisa Gibbons got her start. The 30-minute program consisted of 2 feature stories produced locally, and another station, and stuff from another station as well. Like PM Magazine had a kind of a U.S. network. We did an archive dive on PM Magazine with Marmia out of the Baltimore area. And it was a trio of rotating syndicated segments offering lifestyle, consumer tips, entertainment. And did you make this GIF?
No, I think Sarah made this GIF. And she's told us in the comments that it was also very popular during Halloween, which is accounting for some of those views, I'm sure.
Well, and Sarah's added some great stuff, but I do want to give you credit for starting the Giphy channel.
Yes,
too.
that was.
So you started it in
a pet project.
Sarah's
Yeah, Sarah's taken it and ran with it. She's made a great job with it. But just to bring it back to the collection too, I love this collection. It's one of the most fun to describe. And we're almost finished describing it. And part of the reason it's taken so long is that it consists of more than 400 tapes. And they're all 3/4 U-matic tapes, which usually require special care to digitize. Those tapes were, sort of professional formats used by television stations in the 70s and 80s, which means they're quite old and they're falling apart. And, it's only a matter of time before they become completely unplayable. And even now, it can take us days to make them just playable like one more time to get that one last good transfer out, which is all the more reason that it's like just the amount of resources it takes, from inventorying to digitization to describing, having to look at all of doing research on what Beaumont's Haunted Hotel is to describe it, to make it accessible on the website from, start to finish for a process that takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of hours, and it takes a lot of money. That's why you should donate to Amplify Austin Day for TAMI.
Well, and I think that it's funny because film, there's like time that goes into film prepping it, replacing slices, adding leader. But the time required of 3/4 inches is getting longer and longer. Videotape does not last as long as film. You might think because film's been around longer, but we're really in a videotape crisis right now. And your support can help us digitize more videotapes before they're unplayable.
Right. We're a small team. We have a certain amount of time to digitize as much 3/4 as we can before we can't anymore. But so that was our most watched GIF submitted by an organization, and now we're going to award the most popular GIF from a film or videotape submitted by an individual, and the TAMI Award goes to Don Stokes for this GIF with nearly 50 million cumulative views on our GIF channel. So this GIF comes from a 1970s Lone Star beer commercial produced by Bill Stokes Associates in Dallas. I mean, you can see why it was very popular.
Yeah, and say cheers to your friend.
Oh, exactly.
And Bill Stokes Associates was Don Stokes' father's company. Don Stokes also a producer, but this is a great collection that you can. Also, oh man, the Star Wars.
Right, there's some great things in there.
There's a wine merchandising film called The Race for Space that is kind of a Star Wars parody that I highly suggest checking out too.
Well, let's see the clip where this gift comes from. I want to see this advertisement.
The Lone Star Breweries are a very special sort of company. Sure, you get a great beer in Lone Star's world-famous Buckhorn Bar, but you'd expect that. It's the things they do you don't expect that make Lone Star unique. Like putting tens of thousands of full-grown rainbow trout in the Guadalupe River to create a new and permanent paradise for fishermen. Like helping 4-H clubbers and future farmers by paying top money for their competition livestock and produce. Like maintaining an experimental farm and working ranch where many species of wild game are bred to stock and replenish nature's hunting and fishing grounds. Now, is it any wonder that Lone Star brings you the best things first? The first certified premium quality beer. The first real draft beer in packages. No, sir, it's no wonder.
We actually reached out to Don to see if he knew anything else about the making of this video. We also have a previous archive dive with Don, so it's really good. Just a shout out. But then he believes it aired alongside episodes of the Lone Star Sportsman, which was a hunting and fishing television show sponsored by Lone Star Beer.
Which I would love to find some copies of. If anyone out there has it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Also, I want to go to the Lone Star Ranch.
Yes.
Wherever that was.
It
sounds amazing.
Lone Star beer on tap everywhere on every corner. But, love a copy of this Lone Star Sportsman, and maybe, we could find a copy because Bill Stokes Associates was only one of several production companies that apparently produced the program for Lone Star Beer. And Brownie Brownrigg was the person at Bill Stokes Associates who directed episodes. And horror movie fans might know Brownrigg for directing the 1973 cult classic Don't Look in the Basement. But
I love the Dallas industrial and commercial filmmaking story. You can check out our exhibit, Mavericks and Madmen, to learn more about all of the amazing production that's happened in the Dallas area.
And continues to happen in the Dallas area. But our next category is staff favorite. So this was hard. It was hard to pick. But we all have our favorites. And the TAMI Award goes to this 1989 commercial for El Paso's Dick Poe car dealerships. Let's roll with that.
Hi, folks. I'm Dick Poe. If you got $1,
the all-new Dick Poe Toyota Paisano in Montana grand opening continues with new 89 Toyotas, only $1 down. Buy your new Tercel, only $1 down, $159 a month. Or the new Toyota truck, $1 down, $179 a month. Hurry in for best selection, lowest prices, and $1 down at the all-new Dick Poe Toyota Paisano at Montana.
Dick Poe Toyota and family of dealerships saves you money.
I feel like there's nothing more regionally specific than car dealership commercials and like personal injury attorney commercials in Texas. I feel like every region of Texas has very specific ones. But with more than 6,000 videos on the Texas Archive website to choose from, it's a very serious challenge to pick a favorite. But this video is one Team TAMI has treasured for a really long time. I think it was even my introduction to TAMI when I first took a class with our founder, Caroline Frick, back in 2013. And the Herrera family brought this commercial to TAMI during our 2011 El Paso Film Roundup. And a young Laura Herrera is making an appearance in the commercial as one of the featured Mexican folk dancers.
This collection is great too. I Love Luz is like an amazing home movie in this collection. But I love this as it represents two things, right? The keeping of this as kind of a home movie, but also a local advertisement. And El Paso is, one of our favorite places. We're here in Austin, but we love traveling Texas, and we've had a great time in El Paso at the Plaza Classic Film Festival. Up next, the following categories are going to recognize the most watched videos from the previous year. So these are things that you are contributing to as you watch videos on our site. The TAMI Award for Most Watched Video of 2023, submitted by an individual, goes to Gordon Wilkeson for the silent footage of the 1966 UT Tower shooting. Let's roll the clip. So Gordon is really special to our organization. He was a photographer for KTVC TV in Austin, and you are seeing what happened here. So there is some violence here as we're watching this. He and reporter Neil Spelce were on campus during the 96-minute rampage, capturing 16mm footage of pedestrians taking cover from sniper fire and first responders transporting injured victims. Not a great day in Texas history. But recognizing the historical value of this footage, Wilkeson kept the material and later contributed hundreds of reels to the Texas Archive of Youth Image. He really helped us start the organization with this collection. And it makes up more than 6% of our online library. So if you see black and white footage of Austin from the 50s or 60s in our collection, likely from Gordon Wilkeson, there's also an interview with him on the site too. He has passed away, but we really appreciate being the caretakers of this collection. And it's really historically important.
Mm-hmm. And now we have the most watched video of 2023 submitted by an organization. And the TAMI Award for that goes to KPRC TV for this 1973 footage of the Astroworld amusement park. Let's roll its clip. I have many childhood memories of being eaten alive by mosquitoes at Astroworld. It opened on June 1st, 1968 as part of the Astor Domain, which was a development complex owned by former Houston Mayor Roy Hopkins. It also obviously included the Astrodome and other sort of resort hotels around. And Six Flags bought the park in 1975, and they operated it until its closure in 2005. And we shared this with some former KPRC folks. And Bruce Bryant and Fred Schultz believe that their colleagues David Berman and Jim Barham captured this footage for a commercial as opposed to a news broadcast. And the station's production department regularly made television commercials and other promotional content for area businesses. And according to Bruce, the camera left its mount while recording the POV shot from the front of the roller coaster that we saw. But
that's amazing. You know, we have footage of we have stories about people like flying on airplane wings or things like that, shooting videos. So like, I love the roller coaster. And, you know, this was our most popular video this year. So these two were, and we don't choose those. Those are chosen by you. So continue to watch content on our website. Also, I want to give a shout out to a donation from Lindsay Fote. Thanks so much for supporting us, Agent 88. And we appreciate you supporting us. We'll go on to the next category and final category, which is Best Celebrity Interview. And the TAMI Award goes to this 1977 interview between Austin television personality Carolyn Jackson and actor Carrie Fisher during the press junket for Star Wars. Let's roll the clip.
Let's say hello to our guest, the Princess of Alderaan, better known to us as actress Carrie Fisher. Welcome back to Earth.
Thank you. It's been a long time.
Have you got your land legs back yet?
I'm not actually all back yet.
Carrie, of course, is starring in Star Wars, and this is your first starring role in movies.
Yes.
And the darling the little people, what were they called, the Jawas?
The Jawas, the Sand People, the R2 units, the 3POs, the Wookiees.
It must have been so much fun working with all of these outer space characters, robots, monsters, and what have you.
It was terrific.
The little Jawas were the ones with they were the glowing eyes and hoods.
And they talk like munchkins.
Yeah, do that for me. That's terrific. Carrie, I got the idea somewhere that you would like very much to do musicals. Is that true?
Oh, sure. But they don't seem to be doing them as much anymore.
Why do you think that's true?
Well, people don't. In the old days, they were more willing to believe that we could be sitting here talking and suddenly you woman, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to, that's not real life. That doesn't happen. So they don't seem to be accepting musicals as much as they did in the 30s and 40s, maybe 50s.
But don't you think that we'll eventually get back to that?
Well, if they're willing to believe Star Wars, I think that maybe that'll start something in that area. I don't know. I hope so.
Incidentally, the producer says that there probably will be a sequel to Star Wars. And of course, all of you will be back in it again. Are you excited about that?
Back into space for me. My second role.
Carrie, we're about to run out of time. You have lots of relatives in Texas. Your mom was born in Texas.
My mom was born in El Paso. I got a great aunt in Arlington. I've got uncles and aunts and cousins and of every description all over the place.
Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back.
Well, I'd like to.
Thank you very much. It's been delightful talking with you. And once again, I did enjoy the movie thoroughly. Okay. And in closing, may I say, may the force be with you.
Oh, you too, and your family.
Our guest, Carrie Fisher.
So there is more of that on the website if you want to watch the full clip. Carolyn Jackson began her broadcasting career in 1968 when she joined Austin's KTBC as the host of Women's World. She was the second host, the first being Jean Boone, who you might recognize from our Batman interview that is one of our most popular videos on YouTube. You might add that category next year. She moved the show, now called the Carolyn Jackson Show, to what is now KXAN TV in the late 70s. Jackson shared her collection with TAMI during the roundup in 2009. And we caught up with her in 2021, and she shared a story about the interview. To quote her, "We taped the interview on the set of Star Wars, and it was magic. However, after the interview, the cameraman told us there was something wrong with the camera, and we had to do it over again. A redo usually does not turn out as well as the first go-round, but we had no choice but to retape. While waiting for camera repairs, she suggested we have some coffee and just chat, which we did. And during that time, we indulged in girl talk and had a fabulous time. When we did the second take, it was much better than the first because we felt like two pros giving it everything we had." I love that. Maybe that's where she found out or heard the rumor about her wanting to be in a musical.
That's what I figure, yeah.
One of the reasons we chose this too is Carolyn Jackson did recently pass away on January 19th of 2024 at the age of 96. A legend here in Austin. Check out more of her interviews. There are a couple more from Star Wars, including one with Mark Hamill. And it's so crazy to think about it because at the time the movie hadn't really come out yet.
Right.
So she actually calls him Luke Skywalker, and now it's just so much a part of our like cultural, like, of our culture in general. It's just crazy to think like that you wouldn't know that or something. Right. Yeah. I love this footage, and I'm really proud to have been able to know Carolyn Jackson. We did a program together in Georgetown, and it was really fun. So, R.I.P. Carolyn, and I'm glad we could honor her.
I feel like I really loved, some of the ones that we picked, but also some of the ones that we didn't, highlighting Don Stokes, Carolyn Jackson, and Gordon Wilkinson, because they're all real like foundational contributors to the TAMI collection.
Well, and I think KPRC as well. The KPRC collection is one of our largest, and in addition to this collection that the station has given us to be caretakers of, we also have great people like Larry Weidman, who just made a donation. Thank you so much, Larry. And the other folks from KPRC that we've met who are helping us, figure out what's in that collection.
Yeah. I've learned so much about local television news production from the 60s to the 80s. It's been very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, every time we talk to the KPRC folks, we learn something new. So we really appreciate them in general. And also, if you want to see more KPRC footage, we are going to be in Houston on March 27th. With a program called Tonight at 7 at Match. And it's a free program, but RSVP, you can check out our website for that.
And I put it together, and I think it's quite good.
I mean, so you are our master curator, so I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure it's fabulous.
Well, to wrap up, Elizabeth, why should everyone donate to TAMI for Amplify Austin Day?
Well, we've given you quite a few reasons, I think, throughout this. But I mean, really, what it is that we're a nonprofit, and we serve the public with free services, with free content, and the only way we can do that is with support of folks like you. So, take a minute. I think the link to donate is probably in the chat or in your browser there. And if you appreciate what we do, make a donation, $5, or $500, whatever you feel like you can manage.
We've conveniently broken it down on our donation page about what monetary value translates to what effort and labor for TAMI, and it doesn't have to be a very large donation to make a difference.
Definitely. And then also don't forget to do the hashtag Love Tito's. That's going to get us a $25 matching donation from Tito's Vodka. So
put that in the comment or message box when you're making the donations or Amplify Austin.
Yeah, I've got a few more donations to acknowledge. Atlas Wood Smith, our producer. It's
multitasking, running the show and donating to Amplify Austin Days, so no one else has any excuses.
Yeah, I think it's it makes a difference when people that are involved with an organization want to support it because we love what it does. Molly McCoy Tway, Ken and Diane Hansen, my parents. Thanks, parents. Morgan Blue, and I believe we already credited Julia Barron. So thanks to all of these folks for supporting us. Show your support during Amplify Austin, which will go on for 24 hours, so till 6 p.m. tomorrow, and help us raise money and help us get those Tito's dollars.
Yeah, because Amplify Austin runs till 6 p.m. tomorrow, but you can donate to TAMI every day of the week. Just go to our website. But thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Atlas, for running the program. Thank you, Sarah, for managing the stream comments, and thank you for watching. Not only for watching, but also for sharing your films and videotapes with us through the Texas Film Roundup program over the past, however many years we've been running the program, since 2008, and as an organization since 2003. Wow. So here's 20 years and 20 more. We'll see.
21. We're in 2024.
Yeah.
Barely, though. Thank you so much for tuning in and, for supporting us. And we just really appreciate it. And, if you can't make a financial donation, share one of our films and videos with somebody that doesn't know about us. And if you have your own collection, share it with your friends and family.
Yeah. And so join the biggest giving event in Central Texas and help us continue to share the quote unquote real stories of Texas by making a donation at amplifyatx.org/organizations/Texas Archive today. And as Elizabeth said, enter hashtag Love Tito's in the public message box at checkout, and Tito's Handmade Vodka will add an extra $25 to your donation. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
Good night.